What if I told you the voice of a generation didn't come from a university lecture hall, but from the streets of Compton, California?
We're talking about a man who transformed hip-hop, turning real-life struggle into poetry so powerful it earned him a Pulitzer Prize. This is the story of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, the poet who spoke for a generation.
Our story begins in Compton, a place often defined by its challenges.
But for a young Kendrick, it was home.
Born in 1987 to parents who had moved from Chicago seeking a better life, he grew up surrounded by the harsh realities of gang culture and poverty.
He wasn't a direct participant, but he was a keen observer. He saw everything. He witnessed his first murder at just 5 years old, an event that would deeply scar him and later fuel his music. At 8, he saw his idols, Tupac Shakur and Dr. D.I., filming the music video for California Love right in his neighborhood. That moment was a spark. It showed him that a voice from Compton could reach the entire world. He was a quiet kid, a good student who loved to write.
First, it was stories, then poems, and finally, rhymes.
By his teenage years, he was already taking his craft seriously. At 16, under the moniker m.A.A.d, he dropped his first full-length project, a mixtape called Youngest Head Nigga in Charge. It wasn't a global hit, but it did something crucial. It got noticed. Specifically, it caught the ear of Top Dog Entertainment, a new independent label that saw the raw, undeniable talent in the young MC. They signed him, and this decision would change the course of modern music. With TD, m.A.A.d began to evolve. He honed his skills, releasing more mixtapes and collaborating with other up-and-coming artists like J-Rock, AB Soul, and Schoolboy Q. Together, they formed a supergroup like Hippie. But Kendrick knew he had a bigger story to tell, a story that required his own name. In 2010, he shed the m.A.A.d persona and reintroduced himself to the world as Kendrick Lamar. His 2011 independent album, Section 80, was a critical breakthrough. It was a concept album exploring the lives of Tammy and Keisha, characters representing the struggles faced by his generation. It was jazzy, it was lyrical, and it was deeply conscious. The industry took note, and so did a legend. Dr. D.I., the same man Kendrick saw as a child, officially co-signed him, passing the torch of West Coast rap to a new king. The stage was set for his major label debut. In 2012, Kendrick Lamar released Good Kid, M.A.A.d, The City. This wasn't just an album. It was a film on wax, a non-linear narrative of a day in the life of a teenage Kendrick navigating the temptations and dangers of Compton. Tracks like Bitch, Don't Kill My Vibe, and Swimming Pool's Drain became massive hits, but the album's true power was its storytelling. It was vulnerable, honest, and cinematic. It painted a vivid picture of peer pressure, violence, and the desperate search for a way out. The album went multi-platinum and earned him multiple Grammy nominations. Kendrick Lamar had arrived. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a master storyteller. But if Good Kid was the movie, his next album was the cultural earthquake. In 2015, Kendrick dropped To Pimp a Butterfly. This was a dense, complex, and unapologetically black album, weaving together funk, jazz, and spoken word. It tackled systemic racism, self-love, and the complexities of black identity in America. The anthem All Right became a chant of hope and protest at Black Lives Matter rallies across the country. It was challenging. It wasn't made for radio, and yet it was hailed as an instant classic. Many critics consider it one of the greatest albums of all time. It cemented Kendrick's status not just as a great rapper, but as a vital cultural commentator.
By this point, Kendrick was a global superstar.
His tours sold out arenas, his albums topped charts, and his influence was everywhere. His net worth began to climb into the tens of millions, reflecting his status as one of music's biggest draws. In 2024, estimates place his net worth around $90 million, a testament to his artistic vision and business savvy. But Kendrick has always been more about the message than the money. He's used his platform and his wealth to give back, investing in his community and speaking out on important issues. If you're finding this story as inspiring as I do, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We dive deep into the stories of cultural icons who changed the world, and your support helps us keep bringing these stories to you. Plus, you don't want to miss what's coming next. After the magnum opus of To Pimp a Butterfly, the world wondered what he could possibly do next. His answer was Damn. Released in 2017, it was a more sonically direct album, but its concepts were just as deep. It explored themes of fate, religion, and duality, with tracks that could be played both forwards and in reverse to create a new narrative.
Hits like Humble and DNA dominated the airwaves, showcasing his incredible versatility.
And then history was made. In 2018, Kendrick Lamar was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for music for Damn.
The board called it a virtuosic song collection that captures the complexity of modern African American life. He was the first ever non-classical or jazz artist to win the award. A kid from Compton had just been recognized by one of the most prestigious institutions in the world for his hip-hop album. It was a monumental moment, legitimizing hip-hop as a high art form on a level never seen before.
Following this historic win, Kendrick curated and produced the soundtrack for the Marvel blockbuster Black Panther, creating another Grammy-winning, chart-topping project. And then he went quiet.
For 5 years, the world waited. In an era of constant content, one of the biggest artists in the world simply stepped away from the spotlight.
In 2022, he returned with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, arguably his most personal and challenging work yet.
A double album, it felt like a raw, unfiltered therapy session.
Kendrick turned the microscope inward, confronting his own flaws, generational trauma, and the pressures of being seen as a savior.
He talked about therapy, infidelity, and his own contradictions.
It was messy, uncomfortable, and brilliant. It was the work of an artist refusing to be put in a box, an artist willing to deconstruct his own myth to find a deeper truth. From a young boy watching a music video in Compton to a Pulitzer Prize-winning icon, Kendrick Lamar's journey is a powerful testament to the force of a unique voice.
He turned the pain of his environment into prophecy, the language of the streets into literature, and the art of hip-hop into a mirror for our times. He didn't just speak for a generation.
He gave a generation the language to speak for itself.
His legacy isn't just in the awards or the record sales. It's in the conversations he started, the minds he opened, and the artists he inspired to tell their own unfiltered truths. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the life of a true master. Who are some other artists whose stories have inspired you? Let me know in the comments below.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.